you head back to town. Are you handing the horses back to Big Al? These goddamn horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he going to give us a finder's fee for them? Because that wasn't part of the deal.
Unfortunately, he has no funds because apparently the petty cash has gone missing.
Oh, I didn't wait to hear that.
Those orcs did honour.
Give him his horses back. Actually, can we ride them into town and he come with us and then he can ride them back?
He's going to need some labourers sent down for Neverwinter, so he's going to come back to town with you. So you get back to town, Al thanks you, and the headman gives you all of the money that he owes you. He counts it out under the door of the room, 1 gold piece at a time, he slides it out. For whatever reason, it's just you and Shash to head to the next one. The job board has opening for several highlands, and you've settled on Shanjan Kwan. There's nothing else you want to do in town, you're just grabbing the cart.
Well, I'll ask about around the town about this lumbers thing place. What's it like in there?
It'll take 2 days to get there, Dave. The guy that runs the logging camp is the brother of the town hetman, Tybor Wester, which is why he seems to be getting preferential treatment. The word is that you're getting paid extra money because he's the mayor's brother. So he's taking the funds out of town coffers.
So they get trouble, and that's what. So we're just escorting it because they've been hijacked before it.
Yeah, you two are going to have to actually drive the cart.
Oh well, one of us can ride shotgun.
Dave has got marksman and things like that with his bow.
Aye, he's got a hunter's mark, and also you're probably better for using the. You can do more damage.
Okie dokie.
So you've got this sorted out. You've asked around the town. You have to go to Barthen's Provisions to collect the cart.
Yeah, so we head up there, get the cart.
So you head to Barthen's Provisions and you go inside. Barthen's there. He's 2 like young teenage assistants are there. They're like typical 18-year-old lads. They've got like flicked hairdos and they're like, oh God, I'm not even supposed to be in today. And they're sort of half-heartedly doing their jobs. And Barthen's like, oh, hello there, boys. Have you come to do the delivery up at the logging camp there?
Yes, we have.
He says, these 2 boys here have filled 2 crates full of supplies. And he hands you a sheet of parchment, upon which is written an inventory of the crate's contents. Foodstuff such as dried meat, blocks of cheese, and loaves of bread, as well as casks of ale and flasks of oil. The 2 heavy crates are loaded onto a 2-wheel cart pulled by an ox. That ox's name is Vincent, he says. I'll expect to see him in the cart return. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Do we need to pay a deposit?
He says, no, the town's paid the deposit already. Very generously as well, I might say.
Thanks for your time, Vincent.
You load upon the cart. You're going to have to rest out overnight. It's going to take you at least 2 days to get there.
Right, so do you want to just rest on the Tree-Board Trail, Dave?
So are you heading to Coneybury, which is that burnt out village that you passed before you got to Buttskull, and then head in through the forest trail?
Yeah.
Like defendable. And it was deserted as well, so we know there's no threats. So, and the orcs have been cleared out of the area.
That's true.
Let's go.
Right, so
Yeah.
you set out slowly, clipping and clopping. You drive the cart up the trail, and you reach Coneybury at the end of the first day without incident. Most of the buildings are destroyed, as you saw the last time, but there are enough so you can build a camp inside of one, and maybe lock Vincent the ox in with you so that he can't run away.
Can I just sort of like, I don't fancy sleeping with an ox. They stink. I say we just sort of like tie him off somewhere, Dave, next to the camp, but not in the tent with us.
And both of you only have to meditate for 4 hours because you're both elves. So you don't actually have to go to sleep. So you sit cross-legged meditating. You're mainly rested in the ox, to be honest. So you spend the night meditating with the ox. As you enter the forest, the road goes from a dirt path to like a very overgrown dirt path. So you can just about fit the cart and the ox down the path. Coming up into a small clearing ahead, you see quite a strange sight. About 60 feet ahead of you, a wild boar stands in a small clearing Around the boar are 3 what look like domestic pigs. They're sort of surrounding it in a semicircle. Can you please make me some perception checks? It appears as if the domestic pigs are listening intently to the boar. The boar has seen you and sort of it glowers at you with its little piggy eyes. It seems rather large for a boar.
Shall we kill it, Dave?
Right, bacon buckies, everyone.
I'm thinking, I bet you he could do some pretty sweet boar.
The other thing that you noticed, which is why you had to roll, was that the domestic pigs are branded with BAK on them.
Arrows will not fell this bad boy, so we need some, like... I think we should leave it be, Dave.
Alright then.
Unless it attacks us.
Okay, after a minute or so of he's watching each other, the boar a few grunting noises and then turns and trots into the forest. The 3 pigs form a neat line and then follow behind the boar into the forest. Late in the second day you arrive. The logging camp spreads along the south shore of the river where a dozen tents are arranged on a sandy beach. Near a dock stands a cabin with logs stacked under an awning. All the cabins close by have been torn down to leave only stone chimneys and foundations. A grim silence hangs over the camp and you see no one around.
And where are we?
You are on the south road.
Right, okay then. Now I'm guessing those sort of like outbuildings that are rubble are just sort of like disused.
Yeah.
Right then, let's sort of like go into camp. I want to investigate the outbuildings first, Davey. What do you think? I think it's best to have a little look in all the tents. Maybe there's a couple of footlockers there I can see. Or it might be barrels that look like footlockers to me. Check the fire. See if the fire's got any warmth in. See if we can tell how long they've been burnt. And then see if there's any sort of like signs of like a struggle or anything.
Is there anything that looks like the headquarters for the camp?
That building there, that's blotted out, I'd say.
Yeah, I think we should head there first. Well, we'll just sneak up to the building, look through the windows, shoot any orcs that are in there.
How high is this cliff edge? There's 2 cliff edges.
It goes up to a height of about 10 feet.
Right, so can we pull the wagon to like there?
Yeah.
So if there is any sort of like nastiness there, it's not going to be able to see us.
And then you'll have like pitons and ropes, so you can drive a piton into the grass. It's firm but soft enough for you to put piton to tie Vincent to, poor fella. So you do that, and then
we'll go and look through the windows like Davey suggested.
Stealthily.
Okay, and then give me a stealth roll. You approach stealthily, nothing happens. Which window do you creep up?
I'd go to that south facing one, Davey, because you can get a better view of the whole thing. And I'll go to that one.
So you both peer into the same room. First of all, can you give us perception checks?
Oh, finally a good roll.
Excellent. Look at Dave with that elven perception.
Anything you can do.
An L-shaped room cluttered with logging equipment, saws, harnesses, climbing trees, and so on. And there's also a door, which is in the north wall.
Nothing in there.
Well, it's absolutely full. It's full of logging equipment, saws.
No. Is that not what I mean? Is there any like people?
No.
Right. So shall we just go through the front door? Do you want to try the window?
Let's go through the front door.
You push the front door open, then there's a thin layer of sawdust everywhere. It's dark and you can't see any footprints in the floor.
Right, can I search the room? See if there's anything sort of like decent or anything sort of like untoward?
You can't. Right, stop right there, Craig. You walk across the floor. Can you just make us a perception check again? Shash, you don't hear anything. Craig, from behind the door, you hear what very faintly sounds like somebody praying, like, oh, please God save me, please God save me, like that. But just as you do, where you're standing, something enormous and centipede-like bursts through the floor.
Morning start out. Right then. So I've gone into a rage straight away. Shango don't take no shit today.
Where have you inspected Quang to? Is he just standing just outside the door? Or is he inside with you?
I'd have presumed he'd have followed us in, like maybe he's on the inside part of the door.
Okay. Right, so he's standing just there, and he's like, "Oh my god!" As the floor erupts, and it makes this horrible insectile squealing noise behind the door. Dave, now you do hear somebody cry out quite loudly, "Oh my god! Oh my god! It's coming!" First up is Shashelian.
Can I shoot it from here with my bow without hitting
Yes, you have marksman now. Remember.
I'll cast Hunter's Mark, then fire if I can in this round.
Yeah, it's a bonus action. You hit.
4, 9.
Wow, it's a big hit. The arrow sinks deeply into its chitinous exterior. It makes a sort of noise. Sengo, you are up next.
I'll put my shield away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use the great axe. I'm raging, and I'm also going to do me master for the first go, just to see if I can.
Right, you swing and miss with your first attack. The second attack's a normal attack.
It's a nat 20, isn't it?
Oh shit! Right, so you're surprised. You swing wide, and for the second one with one mighty blow, how do you How do you kill this beastie?
So my first blow, I've just sort of like swung, but I swung wide because I was swinging sort of like as if it was sort of like to slice its head off. But as I was doing that, the beast sort of like quickly went for us. As I did, I sort of like slice long, and then I bring the axe back up. I'm doing this action. And just bring the axe back up and sort of like slice it, impact it from its stomach. I'm guessing it's sort of like standing on its like hindquarters, maybe. So like half of it sort of like up with its pincers, like it's fucking praying mantis bit sort of like trying to get it, and I just hit it, slice it, and one half of it that's still attached to the floor, so it's like an inverted L, and it just splits in half, and it's praying mantis's hands. We don't even think we've hit it. Then all of a sudden you see the blood on the axe, and all you see is the praying mantis bit just gone.
It just slides in half, right?
It falls in two and sort of like slunks back down into the hole from whence it came.
Awesome. Yeah. So
that was vivid. That was.
Yeah. So the beast slithers down below the level of the floor, and it all goes silent.
Right. So before I do anything else, me and Davey should just sort of like turn around, and we get like a diamond high five going on, where like one hand's fucking Qui-Gon Jinn and the other hand's on like Shishil, and then Shishil is also on Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, Shanjan's standing there in caster mode, like with his like magic crackling around his fingers, waiting to do something, and then he's just like, oh, okay, right, you're not even out of breath. You're not even out of breath.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like looking at this like fucking orc mate, and like nodding at Dave, going fucking orc mate.
So now what do you want to do?
I was just about to search the room.
So you investigate the room and get a 20. What about you, Dave? Are you helping? Are you searching a particular part of the room? As you can see, there's an old chimney in one corner. There's benches. If you imagine...
To be fair, that's where I was looking to sort of like... Because I'm always in Red Dead mode. Whenever I see a chimney, I think, there could be something in that chimney.
So you search the room, and in the chimney, there is something in the chimney. Jammed in the chimney, it looks like a small figure made of sticks and twigs wrapped together with bandages and leaves, dipped in some kind of dark, sticky substance, and inscribed with tiny lightning bolt symbols.
I think we should just burn it.
I don't, because it sounds voodoo-y. We could be killing someone. I think burning that, Davey, could be either a really good idea or a really, really bad idea. I don't think anything, just like nothing will happen.
Dave, you feel vaguely uncomfortable around it, but Craig doesn't feel anything.
Burn it.
The hair and the twigs catch fire quickly, and the thing burns with a foul stench. You both feel under your feet sort of slight tremors, which rapidly subside.
Right, so we probably look at each other and go, fuck, what was that? And then just continue our search. What do you reckon, Dave? I'm really interested in this door right here.
Well, I told you, Sengo, we shouldn't have burnt it.
The door is a normal interior cabin door.
You can hear someone muttering in it. Oh,
yes.
Let's go through it. Well, we're there. Maybe we should knock.
I'll knock on the door, so we'll come with the supplies from Vandal.
There's a start of surprise as you bang on the door. And a slightly snotty voice says, oh God, are they gone?
One's dead.
You hear it scraping come from the other side of the door, sort of a noise, as something heavy is pulled away from the door. As you push the door open, you see a man who you assume is Tybor West in a small office. He's covered in dirty sawdust. There's definite tea streaks down his cheeks, and he's clutching at a holy symbol that he has around his neck. He says, "Oh, thank God, the worms, they've killed everybody. I've managed to barricade myself in here, but..." And then he looks out and sees like the floor's all burst open with blood and some acidic substance sprayed all over him. And he's like, "Oh, you killed it.
Yes, indeed we did. It was actually me. I killed it with one great thrust of my great axe. It's orcish, mate. Would you like to see it?
I can see it very well, thank you."
No, go on, have a good look at it.
We brought the supplies, so we'll be seeing you then.
What the fuck's happened here, mate? Tell us before we go. What's happened? Why are you sitting in here? I've just killed a big fucking thing that we didn't know where it is, because none of us know where it is. Your camp's empty. Where's all your workers? What's going on, mate? We're here to help. We're adventurous type.
We're adventurers. We're here to help. Down, down. He says a few days ago they just out of nowhere the big worm things came bursting out of the ground and they killed a bunch of people, ate them or whatever. I think some of them might have got away, but I've barricaded myself in here. I haven't anything to eat for 3 days now. I could feel them moving around underneath, but for some reason they stayed out there in the other room, as if they were attracted to something.
Yeah, it's probably the thing that Davy's just burnt. So I want to ask him now, is there anything special about that room? Have you stored anything in the chimney?
No, it's just used for storing all the gear in so it doesn't get wet when it rains.
Right, have you had any sort of like dodgy dealings with any people? Is anybody who's like pissed off? Have you got any enemies?
No, there's no enemies. We're just employed to send the logs down the river to Neverwinter.
Right, and so what do you want to do here, mate? Do you want us to leave this stuff here, but or we could escort you back to sort of like a safer environment?
He says, "No, I definitely need to go back. There's nobody here. There's no workers. We need to find out what happened to them."
Or for an extra fee, we could clear this camp of monsters. How much are you willing? Yeah.
Make a persuasion check there, Davy lad.
That was a fucking fantastic idea, David. Nice.
Oh, it's nice. I'll pay you 50 gold. I don't have a lot on me.
50 gold?
50 gold per monster. Oh, well, 50 gold up.
It's all I've got. I'm a poor lugger. I'm not like a rich adventurer like you.
You're obviously not a poor logger because you just give us 100 fucking gold pieces to bring supplies to you. Never mind that.
No, that wasn't me. That was my brother.
And where be your brother?
He's the mayor of the town, Harbin.
Oh, that's nivelling prick. Right. Oh, well, then you better come with us.
Well, I suppose 50 gold is better than nothing.
50 gold's 50 gold, but I sense that if we take them back, we're going to end up having to fight them anyway, so we might as well just accept the 50 gold. Me and Sicilian sort of like look at each other and sort of like begrudgingly say, well, go on then. The job suggests the fact that we're going to be getting paid 100 gold just to deliver some logs, and then it's like 50 gold to clear out a camp of monsters. It just doesn't seem like the same. Do you know what I mean?
It's D&D works best when you try not to think about it too hard.
Right, okay.
Like don't think about the economy. It's like
it's false.
It is. It's incredibly
right.
false.
Okay then. So I sort of like spit on my hand, proffer it, Tybor. We'll take Tybor out. So we'll do like a walking formation, Dave. I'll take point. You go behind, and Shang and Tybor can just sort of like merrily walk in the middle.
I've got an idea. Hold one of these logs down the bank to see if it will draw any of the
plan. So you go over to that one that's by itself. You set your foot against it. You kick it, and it rolls down the hill. You hold your bow. There's like the dung 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 as it rolls into the sand and then collides with the logs at the bottom there. And you wait a few seconds, but you don't hear or see anything, or there's no movement or anything like that.
Back the wagon.
Okie dokie, we'll take him back.
You head back to Fandolin, successfully although you have to camp out again at the village, you bring him back into town. You get the suspicion that he's a whining, snivelling coward as he jumps at the slightest thing when you're riding back and grasps his holy symbol. Tybor says, you can just drop us off at my brother's house and I'll sort it out from there if you want to deliver.
Town Master's Hall.
Yeah.
Right, okay then. We'll take Victor and the crop back to the Barthans.
You take it back to Bartham. You not delivers the provisions there, lads, have you not? He's got... You brought all the gear back there, boyos. What's going on? I thought you were going out to deliver them.
Sango explains the crack.
Right, you explain the crack. He says, "Oh, right, oh, then I'll see Tybor when he comes back over. No doubt he'll be here. Champion lads, just give me the chitty there that you've got, and then you just have to go and see the mayor again to get your payment from under the door. The job itself is done. While you're there talking to the mayor, I'm saying we need to get some mercenaries down from Neverwinter, and this place, this town's gone to bloody hell again, like it did the last time when all the bandits were there." And he's saying. He's shouting, what do you want me to do about it? I've got jobs out, I've got adventurers out all over the place doing the jobs, they're clearing the place as fast as possible. Those two are having a big heated argument.
I'll want to ask him about what other monsters or creatures that he's heard of in the area. And I'll describe this worm thing that attacked us to see if he's got some idea what the...
As well as that, though, describe the poison. Because it doesn't look like the poison came from the worms.
He says, I don't know, big centipede things? You might want to ask the witch, the hag. The hag might know.
Right.
Is that the one who provides the potions?
She's
It
right
is,
out
yes.
of town now.
Oh, I
She might-
suppose we
she
won't
might-
say yeah.
She might have made some more potion.
It's true, she might have made some more potions.
Let's head up with that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not that far away, and as you approach the windmill on the hill, you see a Yoldi witch out in the front garden, and she's apparently playing fetch with a large dog. But as you get closer, you see that it's a young manticore, and it's got one of those cones around its neck that they get on the vet, and it's got one of its legs is all splintered and bandaged, but she's playing with it and throwing sticks and things like that. And when she catches sight of her, she waves and she shouts, "Hello, my lovelies."
Hello, mother. Tell her the crack again.
Uh,
Ask her for some advice.
you can see she's obviously like looking after this manticore. Manticores, although traditionally a savage beast, so they tend to be, once they've given their word, they'll not break it. It sort of grabs hold of the bottom of her dress. It sort of does like the cat like thing as it sort of like pulls at the bottom of her dress. She says, "He's just a baby. He only knows a few words. He do." She turns around, pulls her dress out of his mouth and went, "You go and bugger off." And it sort of scampers off around the back of the woodshed. She went, "I'm looking after it for his dad until he's all better." I mean,
Right. Back down to business then.
he had severe frostbite. He did.
Tell her about this fetish thing we've got and describe the Did you say it had lightning bolt things on it as well?
Yeah, it had stylized lightning bolts.
Like in that lighthouse thing that we were at.
Yeah. Oh, I have. Lovelies. I seen one of them. When I was training with Granny over in the hills. That's a totem of ill fortune. That it brings ill fortune to all those near it. It can attract monsters, or it can sour milk. It can make animals sicken.
So maybe burning it, Davey, has been a job. Maybe that rumbling was them fucking off.
I'll ask if it's burning it was the right thing.
Oh, aye, sounds like a bloody evil thing. That thing does, like. Best thing you do, get shot.
So would those creatures be associated with that?
It's likely. It sounds like a cursed bloody thing. I don't know. I don't know about the lightning bolt. I mean, the only lightning bolt thing around here is over at the lighthouse, which has got that it's got that altar to Telos where everybody's got to appease the god for the storms. That's the only thing that's got a stylized lightning bolt around these parts.
I'll ask her again if there's I'll tell her that we ran into orcs and that. what other creatures she's heard of living in the area that we might have to be careful?
Has she ever heard of the creatures that we fought?
A 3. She says nobody seems to know what they are. She says no, but it sounds like some kind of giant brown insect, nasty bloody things. It sounds like you need to take some weed killer them buggers.
Do you have any weed killer, mother?
I've got some weed killer, but I don't think I've got enough to kill one of them bloody things. If you're talking, I mean, judging by the size you're describing, it sounds like the bloody things are about 6 feet long, well, maybe longer. If it was that big and it was coming out of the ground, but it'd come all the way out.
I think when we've been to Dave, we're getting rid of them, and that's why the name that's jumped out on us.
I've got an idea. I'll tell her about this incident with this boar and the 3 pigs.
There'll be more things on heaven and earth than there ever bloody well be down here, I tell you. He says, but it don't sound familiar to me. I know wild boar and pigs can interbreed, but I ain't seen them talking to each other. This is some kind of shapeshifter that's a pig, like a werewolf, but a pig. That sounds stupid though.
Can I surmise?
Is there such a thing as pigs like?
I don't know. Do you want to make a nature roll?
Yeah, I'll have a go.
No, Dave. You're definitely sure there's no such things as pigs. It sounds like a preposterous thing that you tell small children.
I'd like to make a deduction.
Right.
I think when I found that thing in Davy Bunted, we accidentally fucked up solved the mission, and I think that burning that got rid of those things, which is why we weren't attacked and why we were easily granted safe passage on the way back.
And you easily solved the mission by flukily going the exact right way. That's possible.
Absolutely. That's what I think's happened, Dave. And I think that's mission over me. Am I right, Richard?
Well, you're sure you're right. The guy's been rescued from the logging camp. It seems as if fortune has smiled upon you and you managed to do exactly the right thing for once.
I would say fortune favours the brave, Richard. That's what this equation is. Me and Shashelian, we're brave motherfuckers. We've got wallets. We've got wallets, right, holding our hoard of gold that says bad motherfuckers on them.
Yeah, and like when you hold them together, the camera freezes and it goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah, well, only my half's got B and half a A. His other half's got half a A and a D. And then when you put the wallets together, it spells bad motherfuckers. And it breaks into the next episode.
Yeah.
Na. It's motherfucking Shashalian. It's go motherfucker.
I must admit, when we were walking into that ranch, I just had that, the theme song from Fistful of Gold, or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you've bought the portion off the lass and you've asked her all the questions. Unfortunately, due to our shitty dice rolls, she's been unable to answer them.
That's fine. They've gone away anyway. The big deal is who did that. So someone's obviously bearing a grudge against the man and the logging company. What do you want to do, Dave? Do you want to do the next job?
I think we should ask around the town for listen to any gossip.
Yeah, you can buy a few beers. You can ask around the town.
Barkeeper, do you have any fresh fox stew?
I pull out my little rumours chart, which I love using. Dave, so you ask around at the bar. There's a bunch of farmers and miners in there, and you buy yourself a drink. You maybe buy some other people. The rumour you come up with is the old lady who lives outside of town is a witch, and she's been placing curses on people, and some folk want to drive her out. You can almost hear her voice in the distance going, "I'm only bloody 27. I ain't old." But apparently some people in town think that this nice woman who is literally a witch, the definition of an oldie witch who's like combination midwife, healer, potion brewer, some people want to drive her out.
I think we should use like heavy persuasion. She's kind of like the closest thing we've got to a friend in this area. and she's a pretty damn good person. So I think we should use a bit of persuasion to sort of like to try and cease these rumours.
I'll buy a round of drinks for the people. Say, nah. I've spoken to her several times. She's a good woman. Browse portion, sees to the delivery of beer.
Go on then,
Nice.
make
Well,
persuasion mode with
well
advantage
placed.
because you're buying the drinks. People are happy to listen to anybody that'll buy the drinks. Okay, well, it's over a 10, so they're like, I don't know, like, apparently some Farmer Johnson's milk went sour the other week in the barrel, but if you're saying she's a nice enough woman and you're buying the drinks, who might argue with you, sir? I'll certainly share you in the taps. And he clacks his beer together with you. In the bar, you meet up with Don John, actually, because you are in the bar for quite a while. Craig...
So let's not tell him that we're going to take on this mission.
Yeah.
Right, and let's see if we can pump him for any information. So I'm going to sit and have a talk with this Don John, and I'm going to just sort of maybe get to know him, buy him a few drinks, and then sort of like ask him what he knows about the area and sort of like plug him for any information about
Right.
like what he's up to and that.
Right. So prepare for incoming accent. This is Don John here. And he's like...
He looks like fucking Danny Glover.
He's like, g'day, mate. He's got an Australian accent. He's got the Crocodile Dundee hat. As you can see, he's got a body warmer with a big like crocodile tooth necklace on. At his waist,
a fine strapping fellow.
At his waist, he's got two daggers, like two big like Bowie knife style daggers.
Nice, like Dundee knives, but Bowie knives.
Full of blustering stories of his great exploits, Don John Raskin walks and talks like a giant. So he's literally like Mick Dundee. Did I tell you the time when I fought that giant croc? I'm just waiting for me escort to turn up so that we could go over the mine. I can take charge, keep the gold flowing all the way to Neverwinter.
I'm gonna buy him some more beers. I might even buy some beers for the rest of the. I'm gonna put a round of beers behind the bar for everybody because that's how generous I feel at the moment. I'm gonna put 5 gold behind the bar, and I'm gonna say just let them drink it till that's gone, Mara.
Oh, nice. So
actually, I'll say 6 gold just so I'm at 225.
Everybody loves you.
But no, there's a purpose for this. I want all of these people to love us. So do you know, like in the olden days where like there was no recorded history because no one could write, so they would sort of like pay poets and ballads to sort of like tell the tales. So
I was thinking with all this money we've got, I wonder how possible it is for us as a party
to create the legend for us.
No, to buy a nice bit of land and set up a farm or something. And pay other people to run it for us. So we've got a steady income.
And then pay other people to go on adventures for you.
Our steady income. Dave, our steady income is the fact that every week we get 150 or 100 gold. And we also like fucking pillage loads of other shit. Right? So I'm wanting to create a cult of personality for our party within the village. So the gossip comes a lot more free flow and everybody gets to know us. Everybody gets to see us as like amazing guys.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm basically paying for almost like a celebratory feast, and it's almost sort of like helping the mayor, but it's on the plus side that it's going to help us. But it's also to sort of like, because I do really have a nice feeling for this little old woman, and I didn't want for she's only 27, this young lass, and I'm also going to be constantly like trying to get them to like us, and I want them to be thinking, well, if they trust her. And we trust them, so that she's no threat.
Yeah, well, I'm loving this, so you can have an inspiration day. You do indeed raise your standing within the folk of the village.
You know, that in turn raise the standing of the witch.
Yes.
You know something, Sengar? I think you might meet a good mayor.
Best 15 gold I've ever spent. So Sango and Shishelians upped and increased our standing with the people, so we no longer need to intimidate them, because then we no longer considered to be threats by them.
Yeah, so like
we're the champions of the village.
So basically, this is a Wild West town, so there's always travellers that are going down the pit trail calling in, and like going in the bar, and like they see you stand at the bar there in your 6-foot magnificent, and they're like, it's a drow, and the locals are like, yeah, but that's our drow. So you mess with him, you got to mess with us. You leave him alone.
Sengo lives to feel wanted among the people to whom he would love to protect one day.
Yeah,
I might become the sheriff of this town.
Yeah, Sheriff of Fandolin.
It's like our village. It's become our adopted place.